Hi friends, Scott Grover here with Worship Piano. Today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips to help maximize your practice time. So let's jump right into it. Tip number 1, practice through your scales every time you sit down to practice at your piano. This is really going to help you build muscle memory, and it's also going to help you with note recognition. Even if you only know one scale, like maybe you only know your C major scale, that's okay. Every time you sit down to practice, practice through that C major scale. Maybe you know more than just one scale. Every time you sit down at the piano, practice through all of the scales that you currently know. Also, if you're looking to learn the other 12 key signatures and maybe you don't know those scales yet, I have a free guide for you. So jump down into the description and click the link below and I'll send you that free guide. Right back to it. Tip number 2, when you sit down to practice at the piano, just like you play through all of your scales, my second tip that I recommend is that you play through all of the chords in those scales. So as many of the current key signatures that you know, as many of the current scales that you know, practice through all of the chords within those scales. This again is going to continue to help you to build muscle memory and recognize those chords really, really well up and down the piano. Tip number 3, set aside time in your practice time to learn worship songs. Start off small with this. Maybe start off with just a verse or a chorus of a song and really work on that section until you get it down, and then move on to the next section. Once you've learned an entire worship song, repeat the process and go to another song. Tip number 4, leave room in your practice time for creative expression. This is something that a lot of people don't do because in their time of growing and learning an instrument, a lot of times they get discouraged. Sometimes they even get bored. So be intentional about creating time to just be creative. Sit down at the piano with what you've learned so far and start messing around with things. You know, maybe you hit some different notes, maybe you hit some wrong notes, that's okay. But just find a way to begin to be creative and have that outlet within your practice time. This also really just helps to not let things become monotonous while you're learning, but it just gives you room to be creative. Find things that sound good. You'll discover different things within key signatures that you know, and it's just a really good thing to do just to help you grow. And then the final and 5th tip that I have for you is set aside time within your practice time to just spend time with the Lord and just to worship on the piano, because that's what we're all here for, and that's really what it's all about, is this piano being an extension of your personal worship. So set aside time to just spend time with the Lord and worship. And a lot of times for this, I recommend just playing 2 chords. You know, maybe you're in the key of C and just play a C major chord and an F major chord, and give each chord 4 counts or 8 counts, whatever is easiest for you, and just really create space to worship the Lord, where you're not getting caught up in the mechanics, not trying to play some crazy chord progression, but you're just creating space to connect with the Lord. So I hope these 5 tips really, really helped. And again, as always, if you are an absolute beginner and you're just looking to get started with worship piano and you really want to take the next steps, check out worshippiano.com. I've developed an entire course just for you that's going to help you go from absolute beginner to having the tools and the confidence you need to play worship piano. Thanks again, friends. I hope you enjoyed the tips today, and we'll see you again soon.